Every powerful day begins with a powerful decision, to start it with intention. Too many people wake up and immediately let the world dictate their mood, their focus, and their direction. They reach for their phone before they even take a breath. They scroll, they compare, they react. And before they know it, they've already surrendered control of their spirit to noise. But when you wake up with intention, you tell the day, I'm in charge. You decide that no matter what happens, your peace will not be stolen and your purpose will not be delayed. Starting your day with intention isn't about perfection. It's about alignment. It's about giving your mind a moment of stillness before the chaos begins. Maybe it's a prayer. Maybe it's gratitude. Maybe it's writing down 3 things you want to accomplish. The method doesn't matter as much as the mindset, because when you take that moment to align yourself, you shift from reacting to creating. You stop letting life happen to you and you start happening to life. Every woman who rises with power knows that mornings are sacred. They're not just the beginning of a day. They're the foundation of who you choose to be that day. And if you build that foundation on peace, purpose, and gratitude, the storms of the day won't shake you, because you already decided who you are before the world tried to define you. When you start your day with clarity, you carry confidence. When you start your day with prayer, you carry peace. When you start your day with focus, you carry power. Sometimes starting with intention means checking in with yourself, asking, how do I want to show up today? What energy do I want to give? What will I no longer allow? Because every day gives you a chance to reset, to realign, to restart. You don't need a new year or a new season to change your direction. Just a new morning and a willing heart. When you live with that kind of awareness, you stop living on autopilot. You begin to live deliberately. And that's when transformation truly begins. You might not control everything that happens today, but you can control how you show up for it. You can choose patience over panic, faith over fear, and purpose over distraction. You can choose to start your morning not with anxiety, with gratitude for another chance to grow, to build, to become. Because when you lead your day with intention, you lead your life with power. So don't just wake up, rise up. Rise with purpose, rise with peace, rise knowing that the first few minutes of your day can shape the next 24 hours. Because when you master your mornings, you master your mindset. And when you master your mindset, there's nothing in this world that can stop the woman you're becoming. Protecting your energy is one of the most powerful forms of self-respect you can ever practice. Every day, you wake up with a limited amount of emotional and mental strength. And how you spend it determines how your day unfolds. But too often, we give our energy to things that don't deserve it. Arguments that go nowhere, people who drain us, and situations that pull us away from our peace. Protecting your energy doesn't mean you stop caring. It means you start caring smarter. It means understanding that not everyone deserves access to your spirit. Not everything requires your response. And not every battle is worth fighting. When you begin to value your peace, you stop chasing validation. You stop trying to explain yourself to people who have already made up their minds. You stop overextending yourself for those who only take and never pour back. You realize that protecting your energy isn't selfish, it's sacred. Because every time you say yes to something that steals your peace, you're saying no to your purpose. And the woman who knows her worth learns to guard her energy like it's treasure, because it is. There are people who will misunderstand your boundaries. They'll call you distant, cold, or even arrogant when you start to pull back. But what they don't understand is that peace has a price, and the cost is access. The more you grow, the more intentional you have to be about who sits at your table. Not everyone deserves a front row seat to your life. Some people are meant to cheer from a distance. And that's okay, because peace and growth rarely coexist with chaos and confusion. Protecting your energy is also about learning how to disconnect from noise. It's turning off what drains you and turning inward to recharge. It's knowing when to step back from social media, from drama, from conversations that serve no purpose. It's realizing that you don't have to attend every argument you're invited to. You don't have to respond to every opinion. You don't have to carry every problem that isn't yours, because your peace is not up for negotiation. It's your responsibility. When you start living with that kind of awareness, you'll notice how light you begin to feel. The weight of unnecessary stress lifts. The fog of other people's chaos clears. Find yourself thinking clearer, loving deeper, and walking taller, because you're no longer exhausted from carrying what was never yours to hold. Protecting your energy gives you space to hear your own thoughts, follow your own vision, and live from a place of balance instead of burnout. So protect your energy like your future depends on it, because it does. Protect it with silence, with distance, with wisdom, and with boundaries. Because when you protect your peace, You protect your purpose. And nothing strengthens a woman more than choosing calm in a world that keeps trying to pull her into chaos. The words you speak to yourself every day are shaping the woman you are becoming. Long before anyone else believes in you, you have to learn how to believe in yourself. And that belief begins with your voice, your inner dialogue, your affirmations, the conversations you have in your own mind when no one is watching. Too many women are fighting battles that started with their own thoughts. They talk themselves out of dreams before they even take the first step. They replay failures instead of rehearsing faith. But when you start speaking to yourself with power, everything changes because your words have energy. And that energy has direction. It either builds you or breaks you. You can't keep telling yourself you're not enough and expect to live like you are. You can't keep feeding your mind fear and expect to walk in confidence. What you speak, you begin to believe. And what you believe, you begin to live. So speak life. Speak purpose. Speak faith. Even when you don't feel strong, say you are. Even when things aren't clear, speak clarity. Because what you declare over your life sets the tone for how you handle everything that comes your way. The world will try to tell you who you are. It will label you based on your past, your mistakes, or your limitations. But your job is to rewrite that story with your own words. Stop repeating what they said about you and start declaring what you know about you. You are not what happened to you. You are what you decide to become from it. The power to rise, to rebuild, to restart begins with what you tell yourself every single day. You have to speak from a place of faith even when fear is louder. You have to remind yourself that you are chosen, equipped, and capable because life will test your voice. There will be days when doubt whispers, you can't do this. There will be moments when failure tells you to quit. But in those moments, you must become your own motivator, your own encourager, your own reminder of truth. You have to talk back to the voice of fear and tell it, I may have fallen, but I'm not finished. Speaking to yourself with power isn't arrogance. It's alignment. It's not about pretending everything's perfect. It's about reminding yourself that even in imperfection, you are still worthy, still growing, still becoming. It's training your mind to see possibility where others see problems. It's transforming your thoughts until they serve your purpose, not sabotage it. Because when you start to master your words, you start to master your world, you begin to move differently, you walk with confidence, you dream with boldness. You show up fully because you've already told yourself you're ready. And that's the beauty of it. When your inner voice becomes your greatest strength, no external noise can silence your power. Perfection is the enemy of progress. And too many women stop themselves from growing because they think they have to get everything right before they begin. But life doesn't reward perfection. It rewards consistency. Growth happens when you dare to start, even when it's messy, even when it's uncertain, even when you're afraid. The truth is, you will never feel completely ready, and that's okay. What matters most is that you begin, because mastery is not about being flawless. It's about showing up faithfully. Every woman who's built something meaningful has had moments of doubt, failure, and imperfection, but she didn't let those moments define her. She let them teach her. Growth is not glamorous. It's uncomfortable. It stretches you. It challenges you to confront your fears, your habits, and your excuses. But through that discomfort, you discover who you really are. You learn that the goal isn't to be perfect. It's to be present in your own evolution. It's to look back one day and say, I may not be where I want to be yet, but I'm stronger than I was. When you prioritize growth over perfection, you give yourself permission to be human. You stop apologizing for learning. You stop being afraid to fail. You realize that every mistake is a lesson, every setback is a setup, and every delay has a divine purpose. Progress doesn't always look pretty. It looks like trying again after you've fallen. It looks like showing up tired, but still committed. It looks like trusting the process when the results haven't shown up yet. Perfection will always whisper that you're not enough, that you need to do more, that you're behind. But growth reminds you that you're becoming, that you're moving forward, that every small step matters. Growth celebrates effort, not image. It values persistence over performance. It honors process over appearance. And when you learn to value your journey instead of comparing it to someone else's destination, that's when real peace begins to unfold. You have to give yourself grace in the growing season, grace to make mistakes, grace to learn at your own pace, grace to change your mind, and grace to evolve into the woman you were meant to be. Because growth doesn't happen overnight. It happens one decision, one lesson, one act of courage at a time. The most powerful women don't have perfect paths. They have resilient spirits. They keep moving even when no one's clapping, even when no one's watching, even when it feels like nothing is working. So don't wait for perfect conditions to begin. Create progress with what you have right where you are, because every step you take, no matter how small, is proof that you're moving forward. Growth is not about having it all together. It's about having the heart to keep going. And when you keep choosing progress over perfection, you'll look back one day and realize you didn't just grow, you transformed. Gratitude has the power to change the entire atmosphere of your life. It's not just a feeling, it's a choice, a discipline, and a way of seeing the world that keeps your heart grounded even when life feels uncertain. Every woman who learns to master gratitude discovers that peace doesn't come from what's happening around her, it comes from what's happening within her. Gratitude doesn't mean ignoring pain or pretending everything's fine. It means choosing to see the good even when the bad tries to take up all the space. It's the quiet strength that whispers, I still have something to be thankful for, even in the middle of chaos. We live in a world that constantly tells you what you don't have, what you should want, what you should look like, what you should become. But gratitude flips that script. It shifts your focus from what's missing to what's present. It helps you realize that even in the moments that feel incomplete, there's still beauty, there's still grace, there's still growth happening behind the scenes. When you start your day with thankfulness, you stop feeling like you're chasing something, and you begin to recognize that you already carry so much within you. The truth is, gratitude doesn't change your circumstances, it changes your perspective. It teaches you to see blessings that you once overlooked. That small home you complain about becomes a safe place to rest. That job you feel stuck in becomes a lesson in perseverance. That friend who checks on you becomes a reminder that you're not alone. Gratitude reveals abundance in ordinary moments, and when you learn to see your life through the lens of thankfulness, you stop needing constant validation because you realize you're already surrounded by grace. Even in the hardest seasons, gratitude helps you hold on to hope, because when life feels heavy, it's gratitude that lifts your eyes from what's wrong to what's still right. It's gratitude that reminds you you've made it through before, and you'll make it through again. It keeps you from getting bitter. It keeps your heart soft. It keeps your spirit open to receive more. The more grateful you are, the more peace you attract, because gratitude opens the door for joy, and joy gives you strength to keep moving forward. Practicing gratitude doesn't take hours, it takes awareness. It's pausing to say thank you in the middle of a busy day. It's noticing the small wins, the unexpected kindness, the lessons that came wrapped in disappointment. Gratitude transforms how you experience your journey. It reminds you that even when things don't go your way, they can still grow you in powerful ways. So never underestimate the power of a thankful heart. Because when you master gratitude, you stop waiting for something to make you happy. You become happy from within. And that kind of happiness, the kind rooted in gratitude, can't be shaken by what's happening around you. It becomes your anchor, your peace, and your power. Confidence is not something you stumble upon. It's something you build. One decision, one moment, one act of courage at a time. Real confidence doesn't shout. It stands firm. It's not loud or boastful. It's steady, quiet, and deeply rooted in knowing who you are and what you bring to the table. Every woman who learns to walk with confidence understands that it's not about being perfect. It's about being present, authentic, and unapologetically herself. There comes a point in life when you realize that waiting for others to affirm you will only keep you small. You can't depend on approval to validate your worth. Confidence starts when you stop asking for permission to be yourself. When you stop shrinking to fit into spaces that were never built to hold your light. When you understand that your uniqueness is not a flaw, it's your signature. Confidence isn't about pretending to have it all together. It's about owning your imperfections, standing tall even when you're still learning, and believing in your value even when others don't see it yet. Sometimes confidence will feel like walking into a room where no one believes in you, but you still show up like you belong, because you do. You belong wherever purpose has planted you. The moment you start doubting your worth, remind yourself that no one else can do what you do the way you do it. You were designed with intention. You were created to carry something the world needs. Confidence is not arrogance. It's awareness of that truth. It's saying, I know who I am. I know what I'm capable of, and I'm willing to grow into everything I'm meant to be. You build confidence by doing the very things that scare you, by taking small steps every day toward the version of yourself you want to become, by speaking up when it's uncomfortable, standing firm when it's unpopular, and continuing to believe when others doubt. Every act of Carter, how small, adds a brick to the foundation of your confidence. It's not built overnight. It's built through repetition, resilience, and a refusal to give up on yourself. Confidence also means protecting your peace. It means you don't need to prove anything to anyone. You no longer chase validation because you've learned that your worth isn't determined by how others see you. It's defined by how you see yourself. The moment you start walking in alignment with your truth, something powerful happens. You stop competing and you start creating. You stop seeking approval and you start walking in purpose. Confidence is not a destination. It's a lifestyle. It's the decision to keep showing up even when you're unsure. It's the voice inside that says, I may not have it all figured out, but I trust myself enough to take the next step. That's the kind of confidence that moves mountains, shifts atmospheres, and inspires others to rise. Because when you master confidence, you stop waiting for the world to give you permission. You start giving yourself the power to live freely.